So, hello, welcome back to the Anime Club. This episode, we're talking about the characters from Lord El Melloi, which I think, in that case, we should start with Lord El Melloi Niseki.
Oh, I love his character arc.
He does. He does have the most transformative arc in this entire show.
I like that they chose of all plot points from Fate Zero to sort of continue in. I love that they picked Waver in particularly because he is probably he has the most lighthearted human element in Fate Zero. So I think it works really well to bring him in and give him his own thing.
I like seeing a character. I like seeing a character like him evolve in a story without gaining some sort of world-ending power or ability. It's nice to see.
No, I know. It's a joke mostly. I'll go ahead and...
But I mean, like, it's nice to see someone, like, succeed in evolving in their character without a boost of, being able to suddenly change stuff by having some sort of power bestowed upon them.
So, funny thing here, he didn't actually get a world-ending power. It's sort of a funny thing. Did you notice how much he grew taller?
Yeah.
He was already a college-age student when he was younger. Fun fan theory, there's a part in Fate Zero where Iskandar tells him, why don't you just wish to the Grail to grow a few inches? So, it's a fun fan theory. The reason why he grew taller was because the Grail basically exploded in Fate Zero.
Alright, well...
There's his superpower. He's tall.
That only adds to the mechanism.
He said, also, fun theory. So it's a running gag throughout the series where basically the characters will randomly point out how he's still a virgin.
Yes.
I just thought it might be.
No. I think that was only pointed out in a few different.
Yeah, no, but it's still pointed out regardless. Yeah. So my funny theory was, if he still has love at this point, he's probably trying to become a wizard.
Oh God!
No, he probably is the wizard at this point.
Yeah,
he's trying to aim for the mage or the archmage.
Where into this conversation, Joe?
I think because we have just covered
a lot of them in the story.
I think I do want to bring up Iskandar then, just a little.
Yeah, he was a small part of the show.
Even though we don't see him all the time acting on his own will, he acts on Lord Melloi. It's very much a two-person relationship.
You see that impact Iskandar left on Melloi, as well as another character in the series.
Yeah, and he says quotes all the time that he gets from Iskandar and stuff. Also, the quotes at the end of each episode and some of the ones he said in the middle were kind of really fantastic. Carried on that kind of Classroom of Elite vibe that I really liked, having the quotes.
Ugh.
Fuck you.
So moving on past Iskandar, because he's technically in the show.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
But
my favorite part about him being in the show is just him and Gilgamesh
Gilgamesh is technically in the show too.
Yes, Gilgamesh is in this show technically.
Do we want to talk about Gilgamesh? I'm kidding. He's stood there looking really golden, really nice.
I know, right? With all the portals up and everything, very pretty.
I actually like that. I guess this goes back to production. I love that scene because they actually did consult with the guys who did Fate Zero to make that scene sort of look right and modernized.
Yeah, it looked very nice. It was very crisp and clean. But I think with that being said, let's move on to Gray. I know Realm has been itching to say something about Gray.
Well, so the main thing with me, main thing for Gray with me, she is personally my favorite character, at least in this series. Not so much waifu wars when we get there, yes. But more so just because, what was it? She's definitely a filler for Saber in a way, but I'm really losing my.
So I don't necessarily see her as a filler for Saber. I know that she is.
She is she's very different in her personality and everything from Saber and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
she fits the Watson role of the series.
Yeah.
That is sort of her main story role. Yeah. But I see what you mean where she's the muscle.
Yeah.
She is to fill in because obviously Waver cannot walk up to any situation and be like,
fair.
I'm gonna fight.
Yeah. But they also have their own dynamic where basically they play off of each other. Gray, she feels like she needs Waver, and Waver also needs her for her strength. So It's basically they play off of each other, basically.
Yeah, I mean, this is a buddy cop kind of relationship going on here.
Yeah.
Kinda, but Waver's got a lot of buddies.
Yeah, he does. He does. I do like Gray.
They don't do a lot with her in this particular arc. That's actually one of my criticisms of the show is in trying to rush us to that one particular arc, it leaves Gray, who's very clearly the main female protagonist of the show, behind as far as her arc goes, and they really skim over it.
We don't get to know enough about how she came to be with Waver.
Yeah, that's one of the main things. Like, we get bits of it.
Yeah, bits and pieces, but we never really get like an episode.
And the most in terms of, I'd say, character development actually comes from her when she's actually talking with the female Iskander, or
Faker.
Faker. Not Hephaestion, but fake Hephaestion.
Yeah, I feel like that's actually where we get like the most like kind of character like out of Gray is in that conversation with the Faker.
I did like when Karambo touched her.
Oh yeah,
the whole yes, and he kind of had like
a King Arthur.
Yeah,
that we saw in the other show. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I know what happens, so I'm not going to spoil it because obviously they don't do a lot here. But I actually really like what they do with her. But again, they don't touch on that very much here, so it'd be sort of wrong to do it on the podcast.
That'd be something to cover in season 2 of this show. Yes. With that being said, Olga Marie.
Yeah.
I saw her and I was like,
that's what she looks like.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
We're playing an FGO D&D campaign, so they've met Olga Marie and
but it's hard to like see what she looks like on the tiny little token on like a single square of the screen.
I've seen her in Babylon.
Well, yeah, but I don't pay attention to her in Babylon.
She didn't really pay too much attention to what was going on with her at the time.
I watch Babylon for servants and heroes, not for masters. Or
I'm gonna say, when we first get introduced to Olga Marie, I did not like her. She's a right bitch in the first like intro bits that we see her.
I thought it was understandable.
It's understandable, but I don't like her for it.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
She is a right bitch, but a lot of her thing is that she's kind of a victim of the sort of that aristocratic mage society.
Yeah. Like, I like her like after the point where like she has the whole conversation like with Waver and Gray
about Tasha's last words or whatever.
Yeah. But before that, I was not really a fan of her, but kind of sort of redeemed herself after that. But yeah,
I mean, that's generally what her character is like, without spoiling anything that actually happens in other series. That's kind of her thing, is she's supposed to be very off-putting before, like, you... But there's a lot more going on below her off-putting...
Right, her off-putting character.
Yeah.
Speaking of characters who were off-putting the first time I saw them, and then I very quickly changed my tune after a couple episodes, Reigns. Yeah. So when I first saw her, like at that first like meeting, like I thought that she was actually like not a good, like a real shit character.
She makes a bit of a Tanya face in that first episode, past episode 0.
She's not great in episode 0. No. She's really mean.
Well, episode 0, she just is barely there.
Yeah.
In episode 1, she's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah, but then we get like more. It was specifically in the episode where we saw her like questioning him while he's hanging upside down. That's when my opinion on her really shifted the most, you know, because after that, you notice that when they bring her into the show, her interactions are less tinged with kind of like sarcasm and mystery, and there's more of like an actual relationship between the two that they try to show off more after that point, and I really liked that. But I ended up really liking her by the end, even though I did not like her in the beginning.
Yeah.
She's kind of hilarious. Although she's like, I just don't want to do the work, so you will be the Lord until I am old enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, what a mood.
Yeah.
You know, if a human body is left upside down long enough,
it's about 3 hours. So speak quickly.
Yeah.
I really love that episode.
That was fantastic. I want to talk about the Three Stooges.
Flat,
Sven, and
Flat, and Culks.
Callus.
Culks. Fucking
Culks.
Callus. The Three Stooges.
Yeah.
So,
Not Faker, but the Three.
Yeah, the Three Stooges. The three. They're the constantly recurring people.
Yeah, and you know what? Since we're talking about the Three Stooges, then we get to include I want to be Lord Melloi Nice's Yvette.
I know it's intentional, but I
actually kind of love her. Like, I think okay, first of all, they don't overuse her.
It is
First of all. Second of all, they don't overuse her I want to be your mistress bit. It's used only 3 or 4 times explicitly stated. The first time in the classroom when he's vice gripping the head, she's like, oh, I want you to do that to me. And then she says it to Gray on the train, and then checks her emotions, which was hilarious, I thought.
Yeah.
And then there's that part where they're in the mall and she's in the background holding up a pink thong.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think this is too scandalous? He's a virgin. Maybe it's too much. Also, it is a lace see-through hot pink thong, y'all.
I know.
It is horrendous.
Yeah.
I did like at the end when it's like, shouldn't you be in jail? No, I know this guy finally. I made a plea bargain.
I did like her a lot, though, on the train arc. She kind of came in interesting, and then I liked how she was like actually supplying information to the Faker, and she's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I did actually kind of like her. And then the Three Stooges, I thought they were funny when they're used, and I think that they're used sparingly enough. Like her. That they don't wear out their welcome as Three Stooges.
Right, like Sven's obsession with Gray.
Yeah,
and then Flat's just utter idiocy.
Yeah, and it's never overwhelming. They don't try to stick it into every single episode, and they mature by the end. They have a lot of moments of maturity between the three of them.
Yeah, I mean, hell, if Sven gets promoted at the end.
But he's still drooling after Gray.
I love that Flat and Callus know all these gaming PC terms. It's like, what?
I related to that, but I'm like, this is ancient bullshit right here because this is like
LAN.
LAN is actually better, but
this series takes place like pre-2004.
Yeah. So it's like outdated PC shit, and I'm like, oh, you're so ancient at this point. I know what all this jargon that you're talking about, but it's so outdated. Ugh.
And while we're talking about the Three Stooges and Mistress Girl, I suppose, even though I personally think she's worth more than this, I should also throw in Luvia Edefeld. Because we see her a few times, and she does have
she buys them all.
Minor and major. Because she helps a lot on the train arc, but not from on the train like some of the other characters. And the whole Karnak episode is about her and Renz and Gray, which I thought that was a fantastic episode. But yeah, I mean, she basically fits in with the mistress of the Three Stooges in terms of character importance.
I like her.
I think she's used a little bit more than the Three Stooges. Like, I think she shows up ever so slightly more.
I like her little running gag of like every girl should know pro wrestling.
I love her a lot, but it's hard for me to talk about her because I've seen her because she shows up in a fair bit more than this.
I was looking at the T.H.E Wikia, and actually I got a kind of down low about a bunch of other shit she does in other shows. Honestly, I feel like I'd like her in other shows too. Sometimes.
Yeah, I probably would. Unfortunately, the one where she has the most presence, I don't really want to show you guys because there are parts I think you'd think are kind of vile. Yeah.
But, so I think, and then moving on from them, then we've got...
shoot. Knick-Knack. By chance, is she because I know, why can't I think of her name? It's the one who takes over the spiritual embodiment of Ishtar.
Ren.
Yeah, Ren. Is she the one who takes over Eru, or is that someone else?
Eru? Which one's Eru?
The blonde version of Ishtar, basically.
Oh, no. Actually,
Ereshkigal. That's what it was.
Does do something similar, but she's in this.
It's like a
in the Gacha game. She does do something similar. She is a character in the Gacha game. I'll tell you later. I don't want to drop that here.
It's like an abbreviation I've seen from the from the fake community
Yeah.
of Irish Kurgal.
Okay, well, the fake community needs to fucking grow a pair and start saying the actual.
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
I've heard of Irish.
Yeah, I see. I could have gotten it if you said Irish, but Iru just because there's some other mythological people with.
Maybe it was just a mistranslation.
Yeah. Okay, so I think with that, then we can move on to. I'm going to talk about obviously all at the same time, kind of the fake spirit and that kind of thing.
Faker and Dr. Heartless.
Yeah, Faker and Dr. Heartless. So I think the thing about Faker, right, is that most of her character is rooted in who she was mythologically in the series. So there's not really much we can criticize about it because it's a historical related thing, you know?
Did it say she was
Hephaestion's twin sacrificed to the temple Iskandar's shadow, nameless, so she could take on all curses named for Iskandar.
I actually really like what they did with her and with that because they basically use her to explain away why Iskandar is a fucking giant of a man while Iskandar historically was kind of short.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's technically the Iskandar that rode through the cities that everyone saw.
Yeah, but not the Iskandar that really led and that kind of thing. Yeah, no, I really liked that. That was a very easy way to kind of fix the whole red-haired giant.
Yeah.
Which honestly really fits Iskandar, you know, even though that's not historically the case. So I liked her. And I liked her little thing with Gray in the cave, you know, about loyalty and stuff like that. And then I actually really liked Waver exposing at the end how the reason why she wasn't part of the Ila Hetai Roy.
Yeah, basically his noble phantasm.
Yeah.
Because Kandor didn't respect that she had no ambition.
Yeah. And she resented that so badly.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. So then Heartless. We get almost nothing about Heartless.
I think Heartless, I kind of like the Moriarty thing he's got going, but I also hate him because he kind of shows up out of nowhere at the very last minute. They hint to him.
Yeah, I saw the hints. I saw the hints about the previous department head because it wasn't the previous Lord Melloi. And I was wondering where they were going to go with that.
But like when he shows up, he kind of shows up very much out of nowhere. He has a bit of a stupid name, to be honest. A villain named Dr. Heartless.
Actually, to be honest, so because I didn't know like about him as a character at all, like Dr. Heartless at all, when I heard the word Heartless, I was thinking for some reason of Emiya,
I thought you were going to say Kingdom Hearts. I was like, the gate has opened to Kingdom Hearts.
No. Although they do reference him when they're talking to Mary, and she says, the man without a heart. Specifically, that's what she says, the man without a heart.
And I thought that they meant, that they meant like Emiya or I can't remember. That's his name as well, right? I can't remember. It's like he was in the Fate Zero. He was the one who got saved. Kiritsugu. I was thinking of Kiritsugu. What?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, they were not talking about him at all. So yeah,
we don't know much about him.
No.
And besides that, I mean, obviously we have characters coming kind of in and out for the first 6
There's
or
a
7
necromancer,
episodes.
Shishigo.
Shishigo?
He joined in the Wild Hunt arc, and then
loved him.
I'm glad you love him. He's basically a main character in another series.
That's good because he shoots things, and he's very he has this kind of air to him. He's very Deadpool. Like, he is the Deadpool equivalent of this series, basically. It's kind of awesome. But then there's the policies woman who we see over and over again, who has some sort of terrible past with Lord Melloi regarding compatibility.
I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure it's just the previous arcs that they skipped.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure. And obviously, I mean, there were villains in several of the episodes that kind of come in and out.
Ratman.
Yeah, but not a lot of them stick around. So
they come and go. It's very villain of the week.
Altogether, though, I don't think I disliked any of the characters. Like, I think genuinely every character had a place and a purpose that was well explained in the end, with the exception of maybe Heartless. But with a more Moriarty angle, I can understand that, because the first few times we meet Moriarty in Sherlock, we know little to nothing about him. And that's the point. Like, we're not supposed to know a lot about him.
I think they could have executed Heartless a little better, and I have a feeling they did in the novels when they had the different arcs as opposed to the anime original stuff, so they might have done that a little bit better, hinted towards him more. But
I can attribute a lot of that. I can kind of stick in a folder in my own mind as the transition between book and anime, because you're always going to lose some level of detail, no matter what. You cannot possibly include every single thing, unless you're One Piece, in which case you can include every single panel that ever existed.
it just takes 3 extra years of anime.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So I think we need to talk about Waifu Wars. We didn't do it at the beginning.
We did not know.
Waifu
Wars! Waifu Wars! Waifu Wars!
Let's start with Vorn.
It would be Luvia or Olga.
So pick one.
I already said Luvia in a previous Fate one, if I remember correctly. So
you actually didn't. I wouldn't let you.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Why?
Because she wasn't actually in the series.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
She hasn't appeared in any series we watched.
Oh yeah, because we only watched like Fate
Zero and Fate Stay Night, the two that she doesn't appear in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she comes in unlimited blade work. Oh god damn it. No, I will do. We're probably not going to do Babylon, are we?
Eventually it might show up, but I'm leaving a little bit of a. I'm leaving a little bit of a spacing.
Oh my god! Just pick one, Vorn.
Just pick it.
Fine, I'll do Olga right now and layer down Lionel to.
Okay. Realm.
Gray.
Yeah.
Okay. Knick-knack.
He's technically in the show. I feel like I got to keep the Iskandar thing going. I love me, my big hairy man.
Fuck this lady!
What?
That's 2 for you.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh, this one.
Literally, there's that whole scene in Karnak where they're like, she's as strong as a forklift!
Oh,
Forklift lady!
Okay.
That's literally one of her listed nicknames on the Wikia.
nice.
Is Forklift lady. I love her. I think she's amazing.
I just couldn't understand what you were saying because you said it so fast and so screechy.
Being fair,
I'll give you fast and screechy.
that is a name for her. They only ever use it once or twice in the show, so I can see
no,
why.
I do really like Luvia.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to pick like a character that wasn't kind of half a joke, I'd definitely say Lord Melloi, but definitely Luvia.
No, it's fine to pick a joke.
Yeah, definitely Luvia. Love her.
All right, and with that being said, I think that's it for characters, unless anyone wants to rant again.
No, I think I'm good.
Try harder, everyone.